October 31st. The city has been wet. It's been raining. I've been in the shadows and doing other generic Batman things. But one thing that no one knows is I've been doing a lot of Lego lately.
Hello everyone, it is Briximus Builder back for another Lego set review. Lego sets review. Yes, I'm going to be taking a look at all of the Lego Batman movie sets, and we'll start from smallest to biggest. So let's just get right on into it, because I've got a lot to cover. Now, I wasn't going to review that one Lego Batman polybag, because I mean, it really is just a tiny Batmobile. Like, there's not really anything much to talk about. Really? You say that I can't officially call it all Batman sets unless I have it? Fine. You know what? There, happy now. Here's taking a look at the little mini Lego Batman polybag. Let's just get the little baggie out of there. And exactly just like I said it would be, it is a very nice interpretation of the Batmobile from the movie. And again, it is a nice little neat build for like, what, $4.50 that it costs. And honestly, I don't got much to say about it. There, you happy now? And now taking a look at the Batman and Selina Kyle Motorcycle Pursuit. It has 149 pieces. It is for 6+, and it's number 76179. And nice image of the packaging right here, and you know, it's got all the Batman advertisements and product shots and all that stuff that we'll be looking at in this video. So get that packaging out of here, and now let's look at those minifigs. Alright, now I'm going to be covering this Batman minifigure first, because this Batman minifigure quite literally is the exact same minifigure included in 3 of the sets that I'm showing off in this video. So I'm only going to cover it this once, and then I'll mention about the other sets it's included in. But the point is, the Batman here looks exactly the same, and my camera is kind of getting thrown out of focus, you piece of shiz. There we go. And overall, I like the more dark gray, very muted colors. The gray here does help to bring out some of those extra details that normally would be lost in an entirely black minifigure. And this guy does bring back that Lego Batman movie / just classic Batman mask with that, Bruce Wayne face with the white bandana on it. You know the one I'm talking about. And then under his cape, he's got some extra printed detail as well. And then just like the Batman itself, they all come with an unmasked Bruce Wayne head for the minifigure. And there's nothing much to really say. I like the hairpiece in that darker brown, and that's really all I have to say about the Bruce Wayne head. And here is taking a look at Selina Kyle / Catwoman. And here is taking a look at Selina Kyle / Catwoman. She looks really good, but my main issue is that there's no arm printing and no leg printing on this minifigure. Torso print on the back looks pretty fine, and I think her face translated really well from the movie. I like her short hair, the skin tone looks good, and then she does have an alternate expression there on the back. And then Selina comes with this alternate bike helmet, and then she also has this little chain accessory. And obviously I should also mention Batman comes with a Batarang. That should be pretty self-explanatory. First part of this build that I really appreciate, they have a little bat symbol right here, in order to signal Batman. It's got a little moving rack right here. There's the Batarang that Batman includes, as well as this grapple gun they included in this set. And that's a very nice detail. And then finally, one other detail is this is a glow-in-the-dark piece right here. And so that quite obviously means that you can have a glowing bat symbol. And that looks really good. Here is both of the motorcycle builds. Upon first glance, they actually look very similar to each other, but I assure you they are completely different. The Selina Kyle one here does have a removable box on the back, and if you remove it, there is some red rubies in there. And that's kind of an obvious thing that she would be stealing. And one of the things I appreciate about this motorcycle is that the build is pretty simple, but what I like is that it uses these new pieces down here for the rims. But I love that this isn't an oversized motorcycle. This is one of the few instances where it's a brick-built motorcycle, but it actually feels a lot more to scale, and I really appreciate that. The only thing I feel like that could have been done better is these little handlebars. I feel like should not have been the antenna lever pieces. It should have just been the regular handlebar piece. But overall, I appreciate that it's not oversized. Same thing goes for the Batcycle. This one is a little bit oversized, but at least it's not like really big. And again, I like a lot of the extra detail. They got that sticker right there on the front. Does look a little bulky, but I like this a lot better than some other Batcycles. And they tried to have a clever way to have his handlebar look like the Batarang right there. And that's pretty fine with me. I don't really mind it all that much. So again, very fun pair of motorcycles, and I really think this is a really good gift set, especially for how small it is, but how much value there is to it. And now moving on to the Lego Batman Batmobile and the Penguin Chase. It is for 8+, it's number 76181, and it has 392 pieces, and it retails for $30 in the US, and I forgot to mention in the Motorcycle Pursuit one, that is that's $15 US. So anyway, moving on to the Batmobile. So again, like mentioned before, the Batmobile does come with the exact same Batman minifigure as before, so I'm not going to show it off again. But they do have this new Penguin minifigure, which looks really nice, I have to say. It looks pretty close to his character inside of the movie. And yeah, I remember the moment when Penguin used a rocket launcher on Batman. But the rocket launcher and then this pistol here are the only accessories that Penguin comes with. And overall, I think the minifigure looks great in his printing. Again, he actually has some leg printing with his torso printing, so that's always a plus. And his face looks pretty, scarred up and, for his character. And then he does have an alternate face, which looks a lot more pissed off. And he does have some slight back torso printing. And here is taking a look at the Minifig scale Batmobile. And yeah, I really like how this one turned out. The Minifig scale Batmobile is really good looking. I like how it's got this sleek black design. And again, just in general, even in context of the movie, I actually liked the new Batmobile design. I wasn't too big of a fan of it at first because it just looked like any generic black car. But after seeing the car perform in the actual movie itself, it definitely grew on me very fast. I like how the car is so armored up and bulky, and you can tell that it's been modified with this huge engine block. Again, love the extra detail back here, and I like the silhouette of the red tail lights back there. And again, it's all pretty accurate to the original movie. Now, this particular set does come with some of these blast effect parts that you can plug in, and it's meant to emphasize how this car has a lot of blue flames coming off of it, but personally I leave them off just because they do come across as a little obnoxious. But that's just my personal preference. To access the interior, you just simply pull this off, and then you got some nice seating area with a steering wheel and a lot of gadgets and gizmos all inside there that Batman will use to chase down any kind of crooks. I also got to admit, the Batmobile does a great job at rolling around, and it's a really, really solid build. It doesn't feel like it's going to come apart anytime soon. And also, I'd say it scales pretty closely to the Speed Champion sets, just to kind of bring in one of my Speed Champions, just to kind of give you a bit of a comparison there. And of course, the Batmobile still obtains the spring-loaded shooter. Ow! Gosh, I lost it. I lost the bullet. I lost the dart. There it is. I found the sucker. And now let's take a look at the Batcave, the Riddler face-off. It's for 8+. It is number 76183, and it features 581 pieces, and it retails for roughly about $80 in the US. And again, that price for piece ratio of 581 for $80 is a little much. That's why I managed to haggle and make a bit of a trade/deal on this set, and I got it for only $20 off this one seller after I traded a couple things. So yeah, I'd say I paid a pretty good price for it, but anyway. Also, as just a side note, my dog kind of got to the box before me. And the Batcave comes with the exact same Batman and also the exact same Selina Kyle as in the Motorcycle and Batmobile. And so yeah, starting with our first new minifigure, we have the Batman movie version of Alfred. And I really like the gray they used here. Definitely interprets him pretty well. He doesn't really look too much like Andy Serkis in the movie, but overall, I think it looks fine. I mean, it is a Lego minifigure. What are you gonna do? Also, I think it was clever how they used a Harry Potter wand piece as his little walking stick, and then his torso print and his back torso print are pretty simplistic, and there's nothing much to really say about it. And then he does have a more cheerful expression, or I guess a surprised face, on the other side. So that's it for Alfred. And now here's taking a look at the new Commissioner Gordon. Similar to the Penguin, I like how he actually has a consistency between his torso and his leg print, and his face print looks pretty good as well. I like the minifigure. He's got some nice skin tone, and I apologize if he looks slightly out of focus. I'm trying my best to get him to focus again. That's more like it. Got the receding hairline, and overall, I feel like he could have used maybe some arm printing, just like everyone else. But overall, I think he looks fine. He comes with a revolver and a pair of handcuffs. And then he has some slight back torso printing, as well as a alternate face expression where he looks a little more pissed. And now we get Drifter Bruce Wayne. This is Bruce Wayne where he's kind of in the streets of Gotham, riding on his motorcycle, kind of going in and spying on people and, trying to do his detective work outside the Batman, out of the bat suit. And overall, I think the minifigure looks fine compared to his on-screen appearance. He's got this kind of rugged jacket and pair of pants on. He's got some gray like splotches there on his knees. Kind of shows you that he's really been in the knit and grit of the city, and I'm pretty sure this torso has been reused from Lego City and such. And then you can remove his biker helmet, which just uses a black head underneath. And of course, you can give him the unmasked Bruce Wayne head to give off that whole Bruce Wayne, unmasked look. And then here is our final minifigure of the Riddler. And wait, hang on. Why does he have the hairpiece on? There we go. I don't know why Lego did that, but why he had the hair on the outside of his mask. But anyway, here he is. He's got a gun. He comes with this phone right here. He's got some nice torso printing. But again, no leg printing and no arm printing. Would have been appreciative if they did that. But at least they gave him some back head print and some back torso print, I guess. And to be honest, this is where my bread and butter of the whole review lies. I really like the Batcave because I'm a little bit biased toward play sets. It's my favorite kind of Lego set to mess around with, is when it's like buildings and structures and stuff like that. So this thing really is where it takes the cake for me. And I really do like the play set a whole lot, especially with all the extra details inside. I like this pair of street lamps here at the top that use those clear Lego minifigure heads. Very nice detail. There's got the clock right there. It says Wayne Terminus, so that kind of emphasizes that this is a reused, I guess, abandoned subway route. And then as we come down these stairs and down here, we got some more globed little lights right here. Love those extra details. And down here, I like how they emphasized the idea that these are tracks right here. I think it's a very good looking build. And they've added in this little area right here where we got the computers and area. This is all, those are all stickers, by the way. And overall, I think this looks fine, but this feature can be removable. You can remove all this. And this cross-play ability is so that you can have a place to park your Batmobile. And this is specifically mentioned on the box. What a very nice and well-executed feature. Now moving on to some of the other details. Over here on this side, there's a little table with a cup right there. Over here, we got a rack of tools, all kinds of tools. And then also one extra tool that fell off earlier is there is this little cattle prod with a hose right there, and that just plugs in right there. And again, these have on hinge joints, and they got a little clip and bar so that they can move around to your heart's content as you play around with them and move them throughout the set. Also on this side of the set, there's a chain holding this little door shut. You can remove the chain and open the door, but it's got a sticker right there with a W for Wayne. And then here on the back, there's this little wall that comes off. So if a villain's like breaking in or breaking out, or maybe this is being used as a jail cell, who knows? It's all to your imagination. Over here on this side, we got a little computer screen with some more little details right there. And then you can also open this one up. It's got another batarang and another grapple gun right here, just like on the light, just like on the bat signal we took a look at. And then there's a map here of Gotham City, and I like how all the different locations add up into a question mark. So very interesting little set of clues around here. And speaking of clues, Lego did provide you with this little magnifying glass. And then you've got these little puzzles right here, and if you put this in front of it, you then can try to attempt and decode some of these quote-unquote hidden messages right here inside the Batcave. And you get a total of 3 of those little eye puzzles, and they are pretty cool and pretty neat. And then you also get one here on the screen of the Batcave as well. So very nice little feature. I like just those tiny little details. And then finally, the Batcave comes with Drifter Bruce Wayne's motorcycle. It basically is very similar to the motorcycles we looked at in that previous set, only it looks like a fusion between both the Batcycle and Selina's, just mixed together with all this kind of designs. And hey, they actually used the handlebar piece this time. And again, love that Lego didn't go completely overboard with an oversized motorcycle. And now we'll be taking a look at the Lego Technic 10 Plus, number 42127, the Batman Batmobile. And it has 1,360 pieces, and it retails for $100 in the US, which is a pretty good price for piece ratio, and that's pretty good for a Lego Technic car such as this. Also, something I just noticed on all 3 of these Batmobile Lego sets, on the Lego Technic, and also this one, and also even the mini one, for some reason, all the images of the Batmobile, whoever took these images on the boxes, it just doesn't look anything as the set built up in person. What I'm trying to say is whoever took these pictures did a really shizzy job at trying to have you actually see the vehicle, because it looks a lot better in person. And here is taking a look at the Lego Technic Batmobile. And this thing is really intricate. The whole thing is really, really complicated, but in the best way possible. And again, excuse some of the dust on this. I've kind of been waiting to do this review for a little too long. But overall, I think it captures the profile of the car very well, especially here at the front with those headlights and the all armored up front. The engine block looks really good, and it's got the tiny blue flames coming out of each one. And also, this is Lego Technic, and so the build is really, really sturdy, and I feel completely comfortable manhandling this thing. And again, one of the things that Lego Technic always manages to do is there's a little knob up here, and it allows you to turn those wheels right there. So it also allows you to turn those tires when you are especially trying to play around with this thing. I really like the amount of playability on this thing, even though it's kind of for 10 plus, kind of the older Lego builder. Also, the intricacy of this thing really is emphasized when you look at the back of the vehicle, especially with how it looks there on the back. With all these mechanical components and everything, I do like the profile of the red taillights and all these pipes and all the bells and whistles they've got back there. Also, if you take a quick look right here, one of the cool details here is when you spin the back wheels, it makes the pistons inside the engine move up and down, and it also makes the flame there spin all over the place. So again, the attention to the mechanical detailing, the guys who are design these sets are complete masters of engineers and their craft. And these Lego masters have also given us a fully detailed, or at least to the amount that you can with a Lego Technic vehicle, of detail here with a nice steering wheel. Got a nice dash with some of those, the beeps and boops and all the different kinds of mechanical components. And there is another seat there on the opposite side with another opening door. And again, very nicely detailed to the extent that you can get with Lego Technic. And one other thing I would like to feature is that the Batmobile here, if you noticed on the box, it had the little batteries included logo. That means this thing has some electronic parts. So There is a little handle here on the dash, and when you push down the gear that turns the wheels, you get two light-up features. When you pull on the handle that is on the very front of the vehicle, this yellow light beams from the engine block, and that looks pretty bright. Thankfully, the batteries in that light brick have not died yet. And then finally, if you push the button, it then lights up the back with a brilliant red light that especially looks good when you start moving those pistons around back there. You can kind of see them moving and shifting around with the shifting parts. And then if you can manage to do it with both of your fingers, you can do both of them at the exact same time. And that can look really, really cool. And that is basically it for my review on all 5 of the LEGO Batman sets that they have made for the Batman movie. Now, I'm just going to give a quick rating for each of them, and just my brief thoughts on each. My review for the tiny little polybag, I give it a solid 10 out of 10. I honestly can't think of anything wrong with it. And then for the pair of motorcycles, I like both of the Selina Kyle and the Batman motorcycle. They're just a little bit chunky. I do also highly suggest that one as well. I give it a solid 9 out of 10. As for the minifig scale Batmobile, I give it a very solid 9 out of 10, mostly because, again, I feel like Penguin really should have had a vehicle, even if they weren't able to include his own car. Just something to really emphasize that Batman's not just running over Penguin. And the Batmobile itself is really good, very Speed Champions-esque. And then as for the Batcave, I give it a very solid 9 out of 10. I feel like there could have been a couple more play features here and there, but overall, I love the whole idea of being able to use the Batmobile in there, how LEGO planned on that for cross-use of play. And then finally, the LEGO Technic Batmobile. I really like the LEGO Technic Batmobile. It's just, I'm not really a big person who collects Technic, so I don't really have much to compare it to, like in terms of the build quality and everything, but it is a wonderful masterpiece of engineering, so I'll give the Batmobile a solid 9 out of 10. The only reason it's not getting a 10 out of 10 is because the $100 price point. Obviously, that's a lot of money. So anyway, that is basically it for all of the Batman movie sets. Oh, that was a lot of stuff to get through. And that is basically it for my review on the LEGO Batman LEGO sets, all 5 of them, or at least what we have for now. And yeah, I like all of them pretty much, and that's all I really have to say about this video. So thank y'all for watching. This has been Briximus Builder. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of bigger video for Halloween, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys next time.